Without a doubt, Sonic the Hedgehog remains my favorite video game series of all time. From the moment I first laid my eyes on Sonic the Hedgehog 2, I was in love. With each new generation of hardware, there were more games that I absolutely adored, including the spin-offs like Sonic R. I even enjoy the 3D stuff like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Lost World. There has just always been something about this series I can't get enough of. However, things haven't always been perfect, and even an old jaded fan like myself has levels I just can't stand, so on today's episode of 5 Games, I present 5 bad Sonic levels. Sonic Lost World is a game lost on many gamers, pun intended. Sonic fans felt the game departed too far from the source material. Others felt the game was a Mario Galaxy ripoff, and finally, a few people genuinely enjoyed it. There is a lot to like here, including solid controls, bright graphics, an awesome soundtrack, and some solid level design. However, everything screeches to a halt in Lava Mountain Zone 2. Now, since Sonic Adventure 2, Sega has stuck pretty firm with rail grinding as a main mechanic of Sonic the Hedgehog. It actually works really well in Sonic Lost World, and I find for the most part the concept is executed flawlessly. However, this level is without a doubt the most frustrating moment of the entire game. First, Sonic Lost World is very unforgiving with enemy placement, requiring the perfect jump arc to clear certain badniks. But the worst section is near the end, with rails that speed Sonic up or slow him down. You have to be on the right rail at the right time or you'll smack into a wall. And of course, the rails are littered with enemies, leaving almost no wiggle room. The level is almost pure trial and error. It all adds up to one of the most frustrating moments in Sonic Lost World, and therefore earns the first spot on today's list. Next, we move on to Sonic Labyrinth for the Game Gear. This entire game is actually pretty lousy. Basically, it's an isometric platformer. You have to locate 3 keys in order to unlock the exit. And you have to do all of this under a time limit. If there are 2 things I can't stand in platformers, it's collecting crap and pointless time limits. Still, for the most part, Sonic Labyrinth is a cakewalk. Despite Labyrinth being in the title, it is actually pretty tough to get lost. The levels just aren't big enough. That is, until you reach the final level, Castle Zone 4-3. What makes this level so aggravating are all of these doors. When you go through a door, you end up in a new part of the level. However, going back through the same door takes you somewhere else. And there are 20 doors spanning 3 sections. God bless Starfighter 76 over on GameFAQs, because without his map, I would have never cleared this level. Not only is it confusing, you have to do it all in just 3 minutes. How they expected anyone to figure this out in 3 minutes is a complete mystery to me. I have a love-hate relationship with Sonic Heroes. Mainly, I hate the game, and the community loves to tell me how much I suck at it. Anyway, the game allows you to take one of 4 3-character teams on an adventure through the game. If I'm honest, I like the concept, and controlling Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles all at the same time is really cool. However, the grinding in this game just sucks. I didn't care for it in Sonic Adventure 2, but it wasn't awful, and it's actually surprisingly solid in Shadow the Hedgehog. But here in Sonic Heroes, switching rails is a giant pain, which makes Rail Canyon an absolute nightmare. It isn't so much the level, but the controls themselves. I swear the game just completely ignores my inputs, sending me in the opposite direction I pressed, to my doom. Or not landing on the rail right next to me, causing death. Or I don't even know what is happening half the time. Here the boosters just shot me off the level, and good luck landing on a rail. Just be prepared to fall to your death a lot. In short, falling to your death a dozen times due to lousy controls just isn't fun. Moving on, we arrive at Sonic Adventure 2. If there was ever a game that polarizes the Sonic fanbase, this is it. Some swear it is the best 3D Sonic game ever. Others despise it to its very core. Me, I suck at this game too. The final level is an absolute nightmare with or without the damn air necklace. Personal deficiencies aside, what drags this game down for me are the dreadful treasure hunting levels with Rouge and Knuckles. The radar is borked and only shows one gem at a time. The level design can be confusing, and the hint system is nerfed, offering vague guidance that is only helpful if you have already spent hours memorizing every nook and cranny. It makes for levels that can take well over 20 minutes to complete, which is a total buzzkill in a Sonic game. But then there is Security Hall. Eggman advises there are just 15 minutes to complete the level, and Rouge follows up by stating 5 minutes should be plenty, but it isn't plenty. It's not even close to plenty. Finding the 3 emeralds in this giant level is a miserable experience. Your only hope is to either get lucky or abuse the weird checkpoint system. If you can find 1 or 2 emeralds right away, when you die, you'll start back with those emeralds and the appropriate time remaining. Still, the hunting in Sonic Adventure 2 is tedious enough, and adding a 5-minute time limit onto a slow gameplay concept makes no sense at all. The original Sonic the Hedgehog is not without its faults, and as a kid, Labyrinth Zone Act 3 gave me plenty of trouble. Making it up the final section can be a real pain. There are plenty of time spikes waiting to kill Sonic, and to add insult to injury, you're underwater, meaning time is limited. These days I can breeze through it without issue, but I suspect this can be a real chore for newcomers. This brings us to Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis, which was released on the Game Boy Advance to celebrate the 15th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog. To celebrate the achievement, Sega released one of the worst ports of this iconic game known to man. While it looks accurate enough, the frame rate is just abysmal, and it's clear the developers did a rush job getting this ported over with little to no optimization. The slowdown just ruins the pace of the game, and the botched controls don't help either. The momentum is janky, and for the most part, playing Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis is an exercise in frustration. So you can imagine, this tricky section of Labyrinth Zone Act 3 goes from being challenging to downright impossible. Seriously, maneuvering through this with the screen crunch, poor frame rate, and clumsy controls is just a nightmare of epic proportions. While the 4 other levels mentioned in this video are all bad in their own ways, this is easily the worst. It takes a level that isn't strong to begin with and turns the suck dial all the way to 11. So there you have it, 5 bad Sonic levels. Now this is not a definitive list, nor is it intended to be a worst of, and I'm sure there are plenty of other levels worthy of my wrath, so be sure to leave a comment and let me know which levels you despise.